Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mary, and if you can hear the lawnmowers, I apologize.
I should've told you that I loved you one more time.
Today's video is going to be the Nerdy Narrative book tag. This book tag was created by someone called Lizzie the Nerdy Narrator, maybe? I don't know. I don't follow that channel, I'm not really sure. But I did see this on Kiss You Reads channel. I think that's how that's pronounced. And I'll have her link down below as well as the original tag video once I find it. But this is just a really short tag. I thought it would be a fun, quick little video to get through. And without further ado, I'm just gonna jump into the questions. So number one is science fiction. What is a futuristic or imaginative element in a book that you are glad is not real? And I said zombies for one, and also anything that happens in those like YA dystopian novels like The Hunger Games or Divergent where there's like a battle royale setting. I'm really glad that's not real. I'm really glad I was not trained as a child to kill other children. Number two is horror, and it is what has been the scariest moment for you while reading a book? And I took this as things that are scary that happen in books and like what's the scariest book that you've read? And I actually said You by Carolyn Kepnes. That book is so eerie. It's about Joe Goldberg who works in a bookstore in New York, and one day a girl named Beck walks into his bookstore and then he stalks her. And I mentioned this in my review of that book in my wrap up. I'll link it if I remember in the cards and down below. What was so scary to me about that book, you can definitely hear the lawns, I'm pretty sure. The lawnmowers. Great. What I found so scary about that book is that Joe seems like this normal guy, and you're like almost rooting for him just because you're seeing it from his point of view, but you know that he's like a bad dude and that stalking is bad. But also the steps that he takes to get to being a full-on stalker are things that like I think everybody kind of does when you have a crush on somebody or when you like meet somebody who interests you. Like he looks her up on social media and he like checks out where she's gonna be and then like decides to be at the same place. And I think to a degree, probably not to that exact degree, but like that's definitely a thing that people do. Like when I liked my boyfriend, I knew that he had a radio show at our college radio station, so I would listen to the radio when he was on, and if they had callers, I would call in so that I was on his radar, which isn't stalker behavior in my opinion. Like I never followed him home, I didn't like stalk him, but I definitely like looked his Twitter up and stuff, you know what I mean? So it's just like the like steps he gets to get there, it's really scary because there's like a very fine line, I feel like, when it goes from like normal behavior to very abnormal behavior. Prompt 3 is fantasy, and it is what do you wish you could import from a fantasy world into your own world? And I said I wish I could do basic things with magic, like not necessarily being able to like hex people or fly or anything like that, but like I wish I could like wave my hands and it would clean my house, or like I don't know, I feel like I always get like spare strings or like holes in my pants. I wish I could just like mend clothing, just like practical things that you could do with just like a little bit of magic. I know I could learn to sew, but I wish I didn't have to, basically. The next question is comic / manga. Manga? Is it manga? I don't know how things are pronounced. If you're new here, hi, my name is Mary, and I cannot pronounce any words in any languages. It's bizarre how when I try to say words out loud, suddenly my brain is like, I don't know what that means. And the question is, what's a comic that you enjoyed or when you wanted to check out? So I actually don't read very many comics. I read a few when I was trying to do 31 books in 31 days last October. I'll link that vlog somewhere for you as well. I didn't really enjoy any of them. I haven't found a comic that I'm like into, but I do want to try Heartstopper by Alice Oseman because that looks really cute, and it has really good reviews. People really like it, but I don't know if graphic novels are really for me per se, but that's what I would say. That's one that is definitely on my radar to check out. Question 5 is literary fiction and classics, and the question is, what is a classic that you have not yet read that you've been meaning to get to? And I said Don Quixote because I took Spanish in school, for like 7 or 8 years, and maybe longer than that. I lived in Argentina for a while. I never read Don Quixote. I just somehow always weaseled my way out of it. Like they always did it the semester before I joined the class, or I just like didn't read or didn't take the class that was going to read it that semester, or whatever the case may be. I don't know how I managed to do that. I feel like everyone and their mother who has taken a Spanish class has had to read Don Quixote, especially Spanish at a higher level, but that is one that I would really like to read, and I would like to read it in Spanish, but I think I do need to brush up on my Spanish skills a little bit first. Question 6 is The Busy Bee, and it's what's a book that you would recommend to everybody? What is a book that you would like to share with all your friends, actually, is what the prompt says. And I said Middle Game by Shauna McGuire. I wish everyone could read that book because I always want to talk about it all the time, nonstop, constantly. I'm trying to get my boyfriend to read it right now because I'm like, please read this so we can talk about it. But it's kind of a lot. It's really weird. It's got like alchemy in it and like parallel universes kind of, and it's just about these two twins, Roger and Dodger. One of them is really good with words and one of them is really good with math, and they're separated at birth, but they're able to communicate to each other via quantum entanglement, so they can like get in each other's heads and like talk to each other, and they figure that out when they're kids, and it's just about their lives and about like them trying to discover who they are, why they are, etc. So bonkers, but so good. I loved that book. It was probably my favorite book of 2020. I think I might have said that it was. I can't remember now. But I'll link my favorite books of 2020 up there somewhere so you can watch them if you were curious about what other books I enjoyed last year. Question 7 is influencer, and the question is, if you could influence an author to make a different decision than they did in their book, what would it be? And I had a really hard time coming up with one of these that was like specific. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say I wish YA authors would stop writing love triangles because they drive me crazy. And I feel like it's so rare that they're well done enough to where I'm like, ooh, who is she gonna pick? Or who is he gonna decide with? Or like, it's very rare for them to be like equal partners. There's always a better one. And so it's like, why did you even bring in this other person? Well, I don't understand it. I don't get it, personally. Or the author will ruin the character that you originally liked, the first love interest, so that you will like the second one. And I just don't understand the motivation. I just really dislike that as a trope. So that's, if I could influence authors to stop doing something, that's what I want them to stop doing. It is the birthday wish, and this is, what book do you want for your birthday? My birthday's in October, so quite a ways away. Sorry, the yard guy walked by and I got really nervous. I think they're mowing my lawn. I didn't realize that. Are you scared, Murph? What's up? I thought it was somewhere else. Oh no. Okay. He's gone. That was really awkward. The birthday wish is, what book do you want for your birthday? My birthday's not until October, so it's October 25th, in case you want to mark your calendar. But what's up, baby? Murphy's freaked out by the long guys, apparently. But I said that I want the Midnight Library by Matt Haig, or The Ones We're Meant to Find by Joan Hay. I don't know how that last name is pronounced. I apologize. But those are two books that were on my 5-star predictions list, or any book that's on my 5-star predictions list are books that I would really like to own because I think I will give them 5 stars. I don't know if you can tell. I'm running out of space on my shelves, but I don't like to buy books that I haven't read or that I don't think I'll love full price, just because I just prefer to use my library for things like that. But I like to own copies of books that I really enjoy and really love. Or like if I'm planning on reading a full series, I like to have the whole series, which I don't have a lot of those, but that's something that I'm sort of learning about myself. I would like to buy the other books in series that I have, just so that I have the whole thing. It just makes more sense to me. But yes, those are the books that I would say, because I would like to own books that I think I will really enjoy. And the last question is the invite, and it says, who are you inviting to your booktube party? Tag some friends to share cake with. So I think that's just like to tag people to do this tag. I don't know. I feel like anyone who's wanted to do this tag and knew about it already has done it. So if you are watching this video and you have not done this tag yet and you would like to do this tag, please do. And leave your link down below so I can watch it once you film it and upload it, because I would love to see what you answered these questions with. Or if you don't want to film a video, just leave your answers to the questions down below, because I always think that's really interesting to look at. But that's going to be it for me today, short and sweet. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more from me, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I post 2 bookish and lifestyle content videos every single week on Sundays and Thursdays. And I will see you in my next one. Bye!
I should've told you that I loved you one more time.